Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Those of you who come from the world of finance and business, I'm sure understand the meaning of this, but others also, which is most of us, would have heard the expression fungibility. So what is fungibility? If I use sort of the Wikipedia kind of simple definition, it's like saying two of something are interchangeable, which means, for example, 1 kilo of gold in sovereigns is the same as 1 kilo of gold in ingots, or what in Smuggler's movie was called biscuits. So 1 kilo of gold is 1 kilo of gold, no matter in what form. That's fungibility. So in business and finance, many things are, one thing is fungible with the other. Why are we talking about this now? We are talking about the concept of fungibility in politics. So what is the concept of fungibility in politics? It can mean many things, but in this week, when Parliament is debating Citizenship Amendment Bill, and we are seeing some very interesting political phenomena arising out of it. A lot of it is quite predictable, who will vote on which side, etc., and who will say what. But some interesting elements have risen. I am picking three of these because all three of these illustrate the same concept of fungibility. Fungibility of what? Fungibility in politics of ideology on the one side and power. So 1 kilo of ideology or 1 ton of ideology or 1 gallon of ideology is the same as 1 kilo or 1 ton or 1 gallon of power, which means I carry this ideology with me. I'm always willing to make a deal. I'm a reasonable guy. You offer me power, it's the same thing. So we take three examples. Which three? You can begin where you want. I think I'd rather begin with Nitish Kumar. Now look at Nitish Kumar. Since 2005, it's now been 14 years. He's been Chief Minister of Bihar. It was a minor interregnum when he appointed somebody else, Jiten Ram Manjhi briefly, then he removed him and again became Chief Minister. But even when Manjhi was there, essentially it was Nitish running the governments. For 14 years now, he's been Chief Minister of Bihar non-stop. He himself does not have more than 6% of the vote in a very caste-ridden state. In fact, his own caste, Kurmis, only have about 3% in Bihar. But he has something else. He is chief ministerial, which others are not. So other parties, RJD, they have a problem because the leader is tainted and has been a convict for a long time. That is Lalu Yadav. His children are not ready. BJP does not have a leader and BJP does not have a caste makeup of its own. So those two parties, the big parties, BJP on the one side, RJD on the other, are like two sets of wagons, trains, without an engine. So they need an engine, and that engine is Nitish Kumar. He's the only one in Bihar who is chief ministerial. So that's his brand image. I am chief minister. आपको सरकार बनानी है, बनाइए. So you want to use a different example? He's a bit like the shining knight with just himself and his horse, who's looking for a cavalry. But every cavalry in Bihar is also looking for a commander. So he becomes the commander, and there his ideology, which was socialist and secular to begin with, and he would still swear by socialism and secularism, that is fully, what did we say, fungible with political power. So in these 14 years, he has shared power with BJP more than once. Currently, he's sharing power with BJP. He shared power with Congress. He shared power with RJD. In fact, he has shared power with Congress and RJD. So in these 14 years in Bihar, he's fought against everybody at different points of time. He has partnered with everybody at different points of time. And these parties as wide apart ideologically as Congress and BJP or RJD and BJP or RJD and LJP, that is Paswan's party. He's now partners with Paswan's party as well. So he's partnered with everybody. He's fought everybody. But you know what? What is our friend's great quality? He's always on the winning side because the winning side needs him. And that's where he quickly exchanges his ideology for power on that day. So he has taken this decision once again to forget ideology. What is ideology? 1 gallon of ideology, 1 gallon of power. right? Power is more fun than ideology. Ideology, I can always reclaim. Power, gayi haath se to gayi. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. So he's done that, and that's why a couple of people in his party are impatient. Prashant Kishore, who's a senior minister with him, is impatient. Pawan Verma, who has to go and face his friends in Delhi all the time, and they look him in the eye and say, Pawan Verma, look me in the eye. Your party voted for Citizenship Amendment Bill. It's not pleasant. But again, those are two people that he will see, Nitish will see as political heavyweights. They don't determine whether he has power or not. And he is after power. He's not after any principle. And he hasn't been so. So I would like to use the expression about him, which is a bit cruel, but he is truly the sheep in sheep's clothing. But he is the sheep who gets the better of self-styled tigers and wolves all the time. Once again, why? Because he's willing to trade his ideology with politics. Number two, look at Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray, the original Hindu Hriday Samrat was his father, Balasaheb Thackeray, who founded the Shiv Sena. The Shiv Sainiks were at the forefront, and I think they feel quite proud of it, unfortunately, of what happened in 1992-93 after the Babri Masjid demolition. During the riots in Bombay, were indicted heavily by the Sri Krishna Commission. Always sworn by Hindutva, always said rude things about the Muslims. So first of all, once again, Uddhav Thackeray is stuck, because if he sticks to his ideology, then he is the B team of BJP. So he is like BJP is the engine, he is the wagon. He doesn't like it. He wants to be the engine. The only way he can be the engine is that other two parties, that is NCP and Congress, who also have seats in the same ballpark, 55 and 54 and 44, whereas these guys have one or two more, they accept him as their engine because he is the one who can bury his ideology to join there for power. And similarly, the other two also buried their own ideology to go with him for power. So these three parties, once again the same concept as we began with, and you can go to Wiki and check out the gold example or the crude example, crude oil example, that crude oil in 1 barrel is the same as crude oil in maybe 10 barrels of 1/10 the size. It's the same thing. So you can use the same example, but these parties have done it. Having done it now, having got power, he's also concerned about ideology, because when Citizenship Amendment Bill comes to the vote in Parliament and he votes against it, what does he go and tell his voters? So he created a little sort of smokescreen by saying that he's not happy with this bill, this is divisive, this will only create more problems. But when the crunch comes at midnight, 2 minutes past midnight, when the vote was held on the CAB in Lok Sabha, he votes for it because he can't be seen to be voting against it. And even if he votes against it, he knows that BJP has the numbers, it's going to pass. Then next morning, he says, now that is my second innings. So what is the second innings? Kal to surrender kiya, right? Aaj, it's a new day. So today is Rajya Sabha. I just have 3 members in Rajya Sabha. But Rajya Sabha is where BJP needs the numbers, because BJP is short of numbers. So BJP needs the numbers of parties other than UPA. I am not a member of UPA. So for voting the way I did in Lok Sabha, my party men have clearly said, look, our common minimum program, our adherence to secularism, etc., and commitment to consult each other before taking any such major decision with a bearing on secularism is only for the state of Maharashtra. Nationally, I have my Hindutva. So, theek hai. Chinese say 1 country, 2 systems, 1 party, 2 ideologies. Then, on the second day, as Rajya Sabha comes up, he says, look, I am not satisfied with this bill. Yesterday, I voted for it in Lok Sabha because, Lok Sabha had to pass it. But I knew that it will come in Rajya Sabha, so I will have the opportunity to move amendments. Because what might have happened? What might have happened overnight probably was that he got messages from Congress party, not so much from NCP, from Congress party saying, Mrs. Gandhi is really upset, Rahul Gandhi is throwing a tantrum, your government may fall. He can't lose power. So once again, he is now saying, I have 3 MPs. Those are more valuable in Rajya Sabha than anybody in Lok Sabha, because Lok Sabha BJP has a majority of its own anyway. Now I again have leverage. So I need my power. So once again, I will trade my ideology for power. So once again, gold or crude oil, you can use any example, but that's precisely what's being done. You might think he's being too clever by half, but frankly, he is the one who's in front right now. He's the engine. If he's not there, then an anti-BJP government cannot survive in Maharashtra. But remember, if he goes with BJP, then he cannot be the engine of that train. तो जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं तुझे और नहीं मुझे ठौर नहीं, nobody has an alternative. Ideology can wait. You can always bring it back. It's like excess baggage kept in the bag somewhere. You can always pull it out. Third is Assam. Now you're seeing these protests in the Northeast. Why protests in the Northeast? Government actually has gone far out of its way, Modi, Amit Shah government, to placate the minorities, the ethnic minorities of the Northeast, not religious minority, ethnic minorities of the Northeast, essentially the tribals, by saying that, look, what is the essence of CAB? The essence of CAB is that a new national register of citizens process will be held, or in Assam, it's already been held. Those who are Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, etc., Christians, they will be automatically given Indian citizenship. Muslims will be turned out, which means that if you look at Assam right now, 19 lakhs remained sort of as suspected foreigners. As the tribunal process is going through, about 50% are being let off again. But of these 19 lakhs, more than 60% were not Muslim. That in fact created this big urgency for the Citizenship Amendment Bill, but because how can you turn Hindus out? The whole idea was to turn the Muslims out. Hindus are not termites, quote unquote, right? Not my words. This was not meant to send Hindus out. So pass this law, protect the Hindus. The problem in the Northeast is that the ethnic minorities there, that's tribals or the Assamese, they say, look, it doesn't matter to us whether they are Muslims or Hindus. If they are here, they are Bengali speaking, they are of a different ethnicity, we lose our territory, our region loses its unique ethnic, linguistic, cultural character, and more importantly, we lose political power. And finally, the big trouble, and I'm coming back to my fungibility, finally it's Assam. Because really, the problem is now in Assam. Why? Because the tribal states have got protected, either with 6th schedule or inner line permit. The tribal areas of Assam are protected. One of the partners of the BJP is the Bodo People's Front, which is very protective of Bodo districts, but those have got protected now with 6th schedule. What happens as a result is that, say, if 10-12 lakhs of these 19 lakh already identified are Bengali Hindus, and they are accepted as legitimate citizens, where will they go? They'll continue to live in Assam. Also, if people have to leave the tribal states around Assam because they are identified and now given ILP and given the Citizenship Act, given the 6th schedule protections, they can't live there, they will all come into Assam. So Assam movement, which started in 1979, 40 years ago, with the idea of protecting the ethnicity, ethnic, linguistic, cultural identity and political power of the Assamese people, Assamese speaking people, will again be threatened. That's why Assamese people particularly are coming out and protesting, and that's why you see this string of protests, some burnings and etc. here and there. And it's bound to make people of Assam very unhappy. Now, who are the people who wrote that campaign to get all immigrants out, Hindu or Bengali, irrespective of religion? They were the All Assam Students Union and All Assam Gun Sangram Parishad. What happened in 1985? They coalesced and they formed Assam Gun Parishad, the political party. That followed the signing of the settlement accord between them and Rajiv Gandhi. And then they came to power, that political party came to power. So that political party's principle was the same. The Assam Accords essence is that 25 March 1971 is the cutoff date. Anyone who came in before that is legitimate Hindu or Muslim. Anybody who came after that must go out, Hindu or Muslim. Now you are telling them, one, that anybody who came after 25 March 1971 will stay on or go out depending on whether she is Hindu or Muslim, which means the Hindus will stay back. So they've got slammed on one side of their face, that now they have to deal with all these Hindu Bengalis. On the other, you are saying the new NRC process, I don't know where I'll go back. I'll go back to 1951, which means every Hindu who came before that and every Muslim who came before that, Muslims will be turned out, Hindus will stay back. It will be mayhem. So that's why the insecurity. Now, BJP has two partners there in the coalition. One is the Bodo Front, the other is what else but Assam Gan Parishad, which meanwhile has shrunk. Today it has just about six odd members in the assembly, in the 126 member assembly, where BJP has 61, so it's a bit short, but it doesn't need AGP because it has the Bodo People's Front. But AGP now, its leader is Prafulla Mahanta, who was the president of the All Assam Students Union. He was the great revolutionary leader of the movement. He's been a friend of mine since then. I know him very well. We've had many meals together from days when meal used to cost ₹1.60 in his hostel mess at Guwahati University in Jalukbadi. He has taken a public position very strongly against Citizenship Amendment Bill. And he's saying any suggestion that Bengali Hindus will stay, only Muslims will go out, is not acceptable to him and his party. Is his party walking out of the coalition? No. Is his party holding protests? No. Why? Because to be inside the tent is always better than be outside the tent, particularly after you've got used to the comfort. So once again, my ideology and beliefs on this side, I can always resurrect them tomorrow, jab time change hoga. But today, I get power like this, so I trade my ideology and my philosophical beliefs with power. So once again, whether with the Thackerays or with Nitish Kumar or with Prafulla Mahanta and AGP, this is my ideology is exchangeable with political power, which is the concept of fungibility in our politics.